Hello and welcome to Project Auren. Today we'll be going over how my GPT-powered self-learning system works in my Auren bot. Right now, she uses crowns as a set of instructions to follow a pattern of lists to do what she needs to do. All right, so right now I deleted all her crowns, which are the set of instructions, and we'll go ahead and give the start command, and she should begin attempting to learn how to do things. And the first thing she should learn is build a crafting table. All right, that's the acknowledgement at the beginning. Right there, she says beginning learning, and boom, right up here is a crown, a set of instructions. So I need a crafting table, and I must craft a crafting table. This is the plan to make a crafting table, and there's a set of instructions. Boom, three pieces of instruction, right? So that can work with any sort of thing. So why did she make a crafting table or learn a crafting table right here? So in step one, when she has nothing, the first thing she does is she attempts to get a crafting table. Okay. So you can add anything here and she'll learn how to do it. So, for example, something wild, we could say internet, internet one. There it is. So, since it's GPT, it should try to learn how to do it. So, we'll go ahead and restart her and give her the start command. Look at that, craft internet. So she actually went into a infinite recursion right there. So here we go. Craft internet. So let's go ahead and talk about the issues of using GPT powered systems to run your bot. So you could put anything in there, craft internet, but as you can see, it's drift, right? And that's from over here. You could put anything in here. You could say airplane. And you could start to see the issue with making crowns is that you have to verify that this is good because as you could see, she started to drift into incoherence because of all the instructions. So let's go ahead and let her run with the new instructions of airplane and see what she does. There it is. So she attempted to craft airplane. And why am I showing you non Minecraft things? Is because it's to prove that, if you are not specific enough for the in game, then it would cause drift in the game. And so let's go over the prompts required to the system message required to even do this. So first we have impression. So you want to pause and read this. I'll give you a chance if you really want to read this. But summed up, this is a set of instructions on how to parse and signal the rest of the brain how to view the item. And then learner, when things go to learning, right? Here's more instructions on how to decide how to invent new things. Okay. And this is why it looks this way. So if you're not very, very specific, then it will cause GPT to drift. So when you say crafting table, you mostly get it because if you notice here, oak logs, well, what if you're near birch, right? So what you need is what is called a mutation corrector, which I have in here, which would change the, let's see if I can show you mutation corrector right here, right? Mutation corrector needs to look at the signal and turn oak logs into regular logs so it can decide what kind of logs are in the area. And planks is actually not a term in Minecraft. So if you just put planks in there instead of oak planks, then you would corrupt the system. Okay, so it has to change that to oak planks or oak logs. And if you're not careful, so even if GPT invents things, you still have to audit them. So why am I bringing this up is because I want to prove that that systems cannot self-certify. You have to audit the system carefully and determine that what it outputs is good before you can put it into production. So at no point can a system use GPT alone to play the game like Voyager does. Now I introduce you to an ATK, which is an all true kernel, right? So this is for specific to cognition systems and how they should work. This is a system I invented. It's the root of where cognition comes from and what it means. For any recursive system, truth requires that no component may evaluate itself. All evaluation must be performed by an externally anchored audit whose judgment pathway is independent of the component's action pathway. Self-evaluation collapses into paradox, drift, or manipulation. External audit restores stable alignment to truth. Okay, so systems cannot audit themselves. Companies cannot audit themselves. People cannot audit themselves. We live in a social environment, so the way you act is usually judged by others, and then you get that feedback and you decide if you want to continue that behavior activity. And neither can synthetic systems audit themselves. Okay? So if a recursive system, which Auren is recursive, you saw her loop, and she needs to audit herself, she cannot make crowns by herself and use them safely, right? This one, right? So the only way to do that is if she can generate them using a GPT, but then an external person like myself has to audit the output and make changes, right? So right here, I can already see an issue. Wooden planks. Wooden planks is not part of Minecraft. It has to be oak planks, birch planks. See that right here? So it's close, but when you inspect upon it closely, you could see the deficiencies here. So that's why you need to audit. But luckily, this specific phrase is caught by mutation corrector right down here, which I had to code personally because I watched GPT make a bunch of crowns that use the word wooden planks, and I corrected that term into the group name planks. And then from the group name, you can use multiple planks, but that's another video. So this is my video. If you want to be part of this project, Project Auren, join the Discord, subscribe. I always keep posting videos. Thanks for watching.